Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Thomas Smith, who's president of Imola Ceramica North America. Thomas, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Kemp. Thank you.
Yeah, good to talk to you. Thought I'd give our audience just a little background on Imola. I know that you're an Italian-based company. You've had a presence in North America since 1990s or so. Why don't you fill in a couple gaps for me, if you would?
Sure, Kemp. Well, in 1990, we were one of the first manufacturers out of Italy to come to the United States. Mm-hmm. And back, if we look back to when we first came over, it was a 5x7 wall tile that we originally made our mark in the States with. And, of course, through the years, our distribution channel grew and our products grew to where we are today.
Imola is actually one of the oldest Italian tile manufacturers. Got started back in 1874, I believe, and one of the first corporations in Italy. And you're up in that Bologna region, aren't you?
We are. Most of the tile manufacturers, as you know, are in the Sassuolo region. And we're not. We're actually in the town of Imola. And as you said, the company was established in 1874. And when our original founder, Giuseppe Bucci, when he passed away, he left the hands of the company to the original 120 employees. So that made us the first employee-owned company, frankly, in Europe, the first cooperative. And our company bylaws are the same today. We've grown to about 145 or 150 owning members of the company. Mm-hmm. And the way our company is established, those 150 members they're the owners, and our board of directors reports to the ownership on a quarterly basis.
Now, I'm talking to you. I know you're up in the Chicago area today. You have a major distribution center in Miami, right?
We do. We're about a 100,000 square foot facility, of which about 70,000 square feet of warehouse space and 30,000 square feet of showroom and office.
Yeah. And personally, about you for a second, since you finished college, you've been in the ceramic tile market for your whole career, haven't you?
I have, Kemp. I like to call myself a student of the ceramic tile industry. My high school and college summers, I was a tile helper here in Chicago. Mm-hmm. From there, I went to work in distribution for Florida Tile. There was a Florida Tile Ceramic Center, a couple of locations that were here in Chicago for a couple of years, and I was given the opportunity to work with them as a dealer sales rep. Then Imola approached me, and I was the Midwest regional manager for Imola for the better part of 12 years, about 11 and a half years. Mm-hmm. At that point, actually, Crossville had given me the opportunity to join them, and certainly we know Crossville as being, one of the premier manufacturers, domestic manufacturers in the industry, and I took that opportunity. It was a great experience. Crossville is a tremendous company, and my time there was very well spent.
And then you came back, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, just this week we've run some news on you. You've actually changed the name of your face, I guess, if you will, here in North America to emulate the corporate name. You're actually calling yourself
Imola Ceramica North America. Okay. And this is a business model of ours worldwide. And what we're doing is, because we have company-owned distribution centers and headquarters around the world, we're lining our facilities directly with the factory. So the effort is to not become a division of the Italian headquarters, but yet to become an extension of it.
And just to look at the business you have, when you look at the commercial and residential, how does that balance work out?
Currently for us in North America, we're stronger in the residential side, Kemp. In my opinion, for our products, for where we are in the market, our strength is going to be towards the medium to high-end residential and the commercial market. So we're concentrating on both efforts. Our goal is to be well balanced at 50-50.
And just from a product standpoint, we always use kind of a rough number that when you start looking at the volume of tile, it's usually about 70% floor and 30% wall. Is that the way it shakes out for you?
The number varies from year to year. Historically, Imola has a large wall tile production, and of course, a big chunk of that business has gone to the Turks and to the Chinese over the past couple of years. So we've re-geared ourselves to the more of the higher-end wall tile business, the larger planks, the 6 by 30-inch planks. So our residential wall tile business has decreased, while of course our floor tile business has increased. But at the same time, our goal is to recapture some of that wall tile market.
And as we look at the last good number we had at Floor Focus around the tile market was in 10, it grew about 6%. Just looking at your business and your experience being primarily an import out of Italy, how have you seen the business in the last year or so?
Kemp, 2010 started off very soft for us, as it did, I think, for the industry. While we try to look at trends in the market, if we look at the end of the third quarter of 2010 and into the fourth quarter and through 2011, business picked up slightly, but nonetheless it did pick up.
Since you are an import, we track these numbers all the time. The Italians have been known as the leaders in this business, but we've seen since 2006 we've seen a pretty drastic decline on imports. How does that relate to your business plan? And talk a little bit about where you think business is going to be in the future?
2006, I think, for most Italian companies, certainly for mine, is our benchmark. That's when we're at our height. So our business model for 2012 really is geared towards the numbers of 2006. It's funny that you bring that year up. This is our goal. This is where we're setting our standards. But Kemp, you mentioned something about service, and this is what I believe sets the imports away from the domestic manufacturers. Certainly the domestic companies are able to service the North American market far better than an import company can for obvious reasons. So what our goal is to take Imola to a level of service that the American customers have not experienced from an import company. So we are an Italian manufacturer. We ship our tile from overseas, and that cannot change. What can change, though, is our level of service in the States, and that's a core part of our business plan.
Yeah, a lot of people know too that the Italians have a look that's just hard to beat. You're usually on the cutting edge of a lot of the visuals.
This has always been the strength of the Italian manufacturers. Italy is the birth of ceramic, and it remains today to be the cutting edge of design. What we're doing at Imola, though, is we're taking Italian design and bringing it to the American market. Our goal is not to change the American mentality. Our goal is to heighten awareness of what's available around the world.
Right. When you start looking at what some of the domestic producers offer in this country, sometimes they go too far in what you'd call the faux stone look. And I'm always impressed when I go to Versailles every year to see there's a lot of this modern look, and that's one of the areas where you guys are pretty strong, isn't it?
Hey, Kemp, it is. One of the advantages I believe we have is that we do market to the world. So what might be a current hot look in, say, France or in China or in South America, we can bring parts of that to the United States and to the U.S. market. So what may be trendy in one part of the world may not be trendy in another. What we're doing is we're bringing those parts and pieces to our market to see what fits best.
So if I was to ask you what's your fit or your unique selling position for customers in this country, it's kind of that global look, right?
From a look, I would say yes, definitely global. But I think where our strongest fit in North America is stability. Okay. We've been here since 1990 as an import manufacturer with an American team, Kemp. Our sales reps live here full time. Our regional sales managers are here. We're an American-managed company within the United States.
And people who are interested in finding out a little bit more about you have a website where they can look, right?
Oh, we certainly do. Our corporate website is beitalian.it. That's B-E-E Italian.it. That's a website that's encompassing of all of our brands. The Leonardo, La Faenza, Imola, and our Clip Tile brand. That being said, we are working on a website currently that's dedicated to the North American market.
Okay. Now, I think your company's overriding logo is an insect, isn't it, or what is it? It's
the worker bee.
Worker bee.
It's very much who we are,
okay.
And there's a significance behind the bee. If you think about a bee colony, it's all the members working towards a common good, and that directly connects to us as who we are as an employee-owned company.
Well, Thomas, it's good to talk to you. I've been talking to Thomas Smith, who's the president of Imola Ceramica North America, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.